Okay, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Kevin with Optimized Essentials, and in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to do myofascial release for any type of shoulder kinks. Because if you're like me, or if you're someone who goes to the gym and does a lot of repetitive motion like benching, dumbbell presses, barbell presses, push-ups, all of that is going to overtrain and overdevelop certain muscles and create imbalances in your body. Now, as someone who practices bodybuilding, I'm going to be the first one to tell you that bodybuilding is almost the guaranteed way to build more imbalances into your body, okay? So if you're sedentary, meaning you sit a lot for your work or you just sit a lot in general, and you're going to the gym and you're not adequately warming up, you're not adequately stretching out your muscles, you're not adequately mobilizing your muscles, and most importantly, you're not adequately releasing your muscles, because when you overwork it, when you overuse it, it gets tense, or tighter and tighter and tighter, okay? It just gets more tense until one day you feel either the left side of your body or the right side of your body, your neck, your lower back, all of it just feels kinked up and you feel like you're a twisted sack of tightness, okay? So I'm at work right now, and sometimes it's like dead time, so I'm just going with the flow, and I decided I wanted to make a video on how I personally like to myofascial release for any type of kinks that I have, okay? So for the shoulder, any type of shoulder impingement, shoulder clicking, shoulder, just kind of like snap, crackle, popping that you hear in there, it's usually due to an imbalance in either the front, the pecs, the ones in the back, the rotator cuff muscles, or your lats, okay? All of these muscles work in conjunction to move the shoulder girdle, okay? Anytime any of them are overdeveloped, either from sitting, right? Hunching forward, sitting too much, from doing too much bench, right? From just slouching too much and not having enough retraction in your shoulder blades, or having too much retraction, any one of those are gonna mess up your shoulders. So what I'm gonna show you today is a quick and easy way to release shoulder pain within 10 to 15 minutes. Currently, my shoulders don't bother me, but I can feel that when I go overhead, there's a kink, right? I can feel that the ball in the socket isn't sitting well. And if I don't address that, now, I know that my shoulders are gonna bother me in the future. So the way you do this, you can use two things. I like to use a spiky roller. I'm gonna show you a way to use this because, I don't like laying on this on the ground. I'm not doing this just because I'm just trying to show you standing up. I actually prefer it a lot more as I'm standing, because that way I can take pressure off of my lats and my serratus. Okay, let me back up a little bit more. The muscles that I'm gonna be releasing are my lats, right? This lat connects all the way down to your pelvic bone. Your serratus anterior, so it's kind of close to the rib cage. And then the rotator cuff muscles, right? The teres muscles, the teres minor, major, and then also the pecs, all right? So these, get people driving by and I think clients are coming in. Four muscles, these four major muscles, right? The pecs, pec minor, pec major, lats, serratus anterior, so that's two groups, and then three major groups, and the rotator cuff muscles. Those are gonna be the most pivotal in terms of how your shoulder feels. So the way you release it is I take a spiky roller, I lean up against the wall, and I roll, okay? First I grab my opposite shoulder and keep that elbow, right, parallel to the ground, and I find some spots. I might rotate back, I might rotate forward. I feel more when I rotate into it just a little bit, so I'm kind of getting into the serratus a little bit, not too much, and I just find a spot and I just really dig in there, and I just sound of the bed. I move it up and down until I get a good, nice spot, and I just pin it down. You might want to do a little bit of controlled ranges of motion as you're going down, and then I feel, I'm pivoting my body as I'm pressing into that roller, and I'm just digging in deeper, and I'm just, now I'm pushing both legs. You can't really see it, but I'm taking both legs and I'm just driving my body, my lats against this roller. Like right there, I feel it a lot, and I'm just gonna breathe and roll it out, okay? I'm gonna spend more time doing this by myself because I don't wanna spend this whole time just releasing this muscle and showing how good it feels. I'm gonna show you how to release all the muscles, okay? And then you can do this on your own. But I would spend like about 5 minutes on each, and really get into it, okay? So now I'm turning my body this way. So before I turned it in, now I'm turning it out. As I'm turning it out, now I want to get right below, let's see. So the rear delts are up here, okay? And then your shoulder blade is right here. So I'm getting below my shoulder blade, but I'm also rotating in. So that's kind of how you get into the teres muscles, okay? The teres, there's an internal and external muscle that rotates, and usually that gets really tight when we're doing too much pull downs, we're just sitting in front of a desk too much, we have too much, slumping going on in our shoulders, and that's cocking our shoulder back. So anytime we're doing those movements excessively, it's gonna be imbalanced or shortened, and you wanna release that and get some length in it. And the way you could do it, the way I like to do this, is I could kind of get a little bit deeper, right behind that pit of the bend of the armpit, right? Right behind that is where you can find those muscles, and then you can really get into there, okay? And I'm just doing some ranges of motion and moving my arms around, okay? You see that? So now, let's say I've gotten my teres and my teres minor and major. What else can I do? Well, now you want to get into the pecs, okay? Because the pec minor, right, this little attachment that comes all the way right here, and then the pec major that's a little bit bigger, all these muscles, when they get shortened from too much benching, it shortens here, and it causes your shoulder joint to move forward, right? And then the shoulder blade in the back doesn't get to pull back enough, okay? So this whole area from chest all the way to lats causes that shoulder to go from this position, normal, to like that, all right? You see that? See how it's moving forward? So you want to be able to release that, and so that it can go back into its natural position. Sometimes you might even want to get into your traps, your upper traps a little bit, but that will be a video on its own. So I'm going to finish this off with how to release the pecs. So the way I do it is I take my hand, put it on kind of my lower back QL area, so that my arm is slightly internally rotated and stretched at the same time, okay? I'm gonna find that divot where my shoulder joint is. Let's see if I can show you that. See that line with my shoulder right there? I'm gonna start there, right there. That line between the shoulder and the chest. That's the line I wanna start at. I'm gonna lean up against the wall. You can't really see it here, but you get an idea. And I'm just gonna drive and find some of those spots, those kinks that are like, those are the ones you want to stay on. So once you finish using this arm position, you might want to move your arm position this way. So from here, I'm pressing here, and I'm moving my arms up and down as I'm rolling into this area. And then after you're done, if you do this correctly, I promise you, your shoulder, everything is just going to feel like, whoa, there's so much range of motion in here, okay? Now this is, I would say, a medium to temporary fix, because shoulder pain or shoulder imbalances, right, doesn't just come from these muscles alone. The body is an integrated system. Sometimes your quads, right, or your hips, your glutes, or your hamstrings, all of this can tie into how tight the rest of your body is. For example, this is gonna get a little technical. Let's say like you have one leg that internally rotates more, right? Meaning you have one leg that goes inwards, right? It collapses more. You have one leg that maybe turns out more. Or you have one hip that goes up more. Whatever it is, it's going to affect your shoulder, okay? So if you release your shoulder, you'll have a decent, kind of fix for a week or two until, the rest of your body messes the shoulder up again. Why? Because there's a sling system that goes from shoulder all the way down to your legs, or legs all the way up to your lats, or glutes up to your lats, etc. So the whole body is connected, and you want to make sure you address your imbalances from top to bottom, or bottom to top, and that's it. I just wanted to make this video because it's been a while since I made some posture videos, and I was releasing my body, and I'm like, why don't I just show people how I release my imbalances, all right, or my stickies, okay? So again, it's Kevin with Optimized Essentials. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up to help the algorithm, and if you have any questions, drop them down below and subscribe to the channel.